Happening now in Washington, 4 key witnesses' hours of testimony in today's impeachment hearings, which focused on the July phone call between President Donald Trump and Ukraine's president. CBS 2 political investigator Dana Kozlov is in the control room with her key takeaways. Dana.
Brad, this morning, administration aides told members of the House Intelligence Committee they were concerned about that July call. And then this afternoon, a former senior director of European Affairs who also listened in on that call echoed that.
But you would agree, right, that asking a foreign government to investigate a domestic political rival is inappropriate, would you not?
It's not what we recommended the president discuss.
Former Senior Director of European Affairs Tim Morrison listened in on the July 25th call between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. He heard the president inquire about investigating Democratic opponent Joe Biden's son.
Did you subsequently learn that the call record had been put in a highly classified system?
I did.
And what reason did Mr. Eisenberg give you for why the call record was put in the highly classified system?
It was a mistake.
He said it was just a mistake?
It was an administrative error.
Morrison was the fourth person to testify. Earlier, former U.S. Special Envoy to Ukraine, Kurt Volker, told lawmakers he would also have expressed objections had he been on the call.
At no time was I aware of or knowingly took part in an effort to urge Ukraine to investigate former Vice President Biden.
Republican members of the House Intelligence Committee continue to refer to the hearings as a circus. GOP committee member Jim Jordan also pressed National Security Council's Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman to out the call's whistleblower.
Colonel, you never leaked information?
I never did, never would. That is preposterous.
Vindman also said he was not the whistleblower. Vice presidential aide Jennifer Williams told the committee she found that July call unusual. President Trump listened to some of the day's hearing.
All these people are talking about, they heard a conversation of another conversation that was had by the president. What's going on is a disgrace.
Tim Morrison also testified that he recommended the transcript of that July call have restricted access before it was put in that highly classified file. Hearings continue tomorrow. Live in the control room, Dana Kozlov, CBS 2 News.